Hi everyone, this is a reading for the next 3 months. We're going to be looking into May, June and July of 2021, so it's pretty specific to the months, and I thought that would be quite an interesting way to do things. And so yeah, if you would like to choose a group, feel free to do so, and choose the one that perhaps you're most drawn to and the one that just speaks to you. Perhaps it's the number, so we have group 1 here, we have group 2 here and group 3 here. We also have 3 different decks as well, and we also have 3 different crystals. So the timestamps will be in the description box below. You can check those out, and then you can also click on it and it will take you to your reading. I also want to mention as well that if you would like to win a free reading, then also all the information for that is also in the description box below, and also there is the private reading information as well if you would like a private paid reading. So those are done within 24 to 48 hours. And the last thing I want to mention is my intention items are on Etsy. So I just wanted to actually mention as well, the free reading is part of a giveaway, and all the instructions for that is listed down in the description box below. So yeah, I have an Etsy store, which is Moonlight Tarot store. Intention manifesting items are on there. Those are meditated with and sage. There's handmade bracelets, necklaces, anklets, pom-poms, tassels, embroidered cards which you can put on your pillow, your wallet or your purse, and check out the review section to see how other people have seen results with them. There's also face masks, crystals, divination charms, coins, pendulums, cloth bowls, etc. All the links are in the description box below. Okay, so I'm just going to move this back a little bit, like so. And I'm going to move the cards as well. So we're going to start first of all with group 1. So let's move group 3 to the side. To the left, to the left. Okay, we got here the deck. Alright, group number 1. Let's have a look and see what the next 3 the next 3 months are bringing you. Perhaps it's minty fresh, but we will definitely see. So we're looking specifically at June, July, and May. So May, June, July. And I'm going to do a little spread for each of those months. We're also going to get an oracle card for each of those months as well, and we'll see what is coming through. I'm also going to do a charm reading as well, where we will specify it or do it specifically for each month. Let's begin. Okay, so you've chosen here this beautiful crystal. Let's put it with the pentacles. Kind of goes nicely there. Okay, so this is the Kawaii Tarot, which also has these beautiful stars on it as well. So let's have a look and see what's coming in May. Okay, that looks to be... I was going to aim to do like a 12 card spread, but it's okay if we get a few more. We've got 6 here. So in May, you've got here the 5 of Wands. You also have the 2 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 3 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. You know, I had a feeling that star just had to belong with the Pentacles. I mean, the Pentacles do also have stars on them as well. I just feel like you're going to be seeing stars. You know, the thing that I see here is that the 5 of Wands here can show that in May you may have some kind... Wow, puns, right? You may have some confusion, you may have some conflict, like you want to do this thing, but actually you want to do this thing, but actually you want to do this thing. I just feel like you're going to have so many ideas. You're going to think, you know, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this as well. It's just that sense of like, I want to do all of these amazing things, and I want to make all of these things happen. And that's the thing that I see, is especially with the 2 of Pentacles, some of you may have, you know, an offer, but there's 2 different offers and you have to make a decision between both of those. The 2 of Pentacles can also represent this energy of like, should I do this or should I do this? So that 5 of Wands, I wouldn't say is necessarily an extremely bad card. It's just that you've got lots of choices. And sometimes we know what happens when we have too many choices. It becomes conflicting, and it becomes a scenario and a situation in which you have to make a decision, and the decision can often be quite challenging, quite tough, and that's what I see with the 2 of Pentacles here, is that it's because of a decision that you do have to make. For many of you, this decision is related to your career, but this decision can also be in regards to love. The thing here is that it really does vary for many of you, because for some of you it could be making a choice between 2 people, but also there's definitely something career-wise where you have to make a choice between either 2 jobs or 2 projects. two different collaborations, but it definitely is something where you have to make a choice. It's not just that you can run with both, if that makes any sense. So that's really what I'm seeing. I also see with the Two of Pentacles, a lot of you are trying to balance out your finances, and you're really trying to be much more mindful of how you are well, basically managing your finances and how you're spending and things like that. I definitely see a lot more mindfulness around that. Of course, it's your choice what you choose to do, but I just see a lot of mindfulness around that. We also have as well the Nine of Pentacles, so a lot of strength, a lot of confidence from within yourself. I see you really trying to do the best you can for you. And I also see here as well with the Page of Swords is that this is about having adventure. It's about doing things that you love. The Page of Swords is about really not listening to what other people say about you as well, and really taking yourself under your own wing. That's the kind of energy that I see, especially with the Nine of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is about confidence, it's about self-esteem, it's about inner peace, personal power, it's about self-acceptance, self-worth, trusting and accepting your gut feelings and not necessarily just going according to what everyone else is saying. If everyone else says something about you or someone else says something about you doesn't mean that it is true. This is about really putting yourself first as well. Three of Wands here is about patience. So I feel like May is going to be a month where you're going to try and be patient with yourself, because so much other stuff is going on here that you're going to take it slow in other aspects of your life. Not saying that other aspects of your life are going to be slow, but you might just, you may not have so much time to do those particular things. So even though you're putting yourself first and you've got some choices and decisions to make here, you may not have time to do other things. Like, I definitely feel like some of you who have like a proper routine, you might actually slow down certain routines. And what I see by this is, for those of you that perhaps have been excessively, I wouldn't say excessively, but you've been doing things like on the regular, that's what I mean. You might think to yourself, okay, just gonna give this a bit of a break because I don't really have time for it. It's that kind of a vibe. Like, I'll give you an example for sure. Sometimes people go onto certain diets, right? And then eventually they kind of drop off of those, and they just aren't able to sustain it, and they get tired, and they just kind of go back to their own old like routine kind of vibe. So I just see you giving things a bit of a break here. Or for example, if you do a skincare routine and you've always like religiously done it, but then you might feel like, oh, this extra step is just taking a bit too much time, I might just not do that today. Or things to do with like cleaning, or there's something that you do, but it takes a bit of time, and you're just like, oh, I just don't really have time for that today. And then you kind of don't really do it for like, perhaps a couple of weeks or so. That's what I see with the Three of Wands. And then the Ace of Pentacles here does show you making a decision based on what you had to make a decision on. So that's great. And it just goes to show that there's some good energy there. So let me just grab the Oracle cards, because I didn't actually grab one. So let me find them as well, because I wonder where they went. Okay, here they are. These are the Nature's Whispers, I believe that's what they're called. What shall May bring you? Whoa. Okay, we've got a lot of cards here. Okay, well, both of them make a lot of sense. There's one behind here, but I'm not going to take it. And then there's also this card, but there's another one behind it. And both of these make sense. So these are basically your cards here. Let's do this, and let's do that. Okay, so those were the two cards I showed you. So adventure, Page of Swords. That's kind of vibe that I'm picking up. Sorry, you can't even see your card. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Adventure and clear endeavour. This is you putting yourself first. This is you moving forward. This is you making a decision, right? Clear endeavour. So that goes to show as well that you will have made a decision here in May. Adventure also shows that, again, you're really trying to sort through things. You're trying to make things better. There could be an adventure that you go on, but the Page of Swords more so shows you taking care of yourself and putting yourself first, and also kind of enjoying things that you can do. So I think that pretty much sums up May, because to be honest, it makes a lot of sense. And then you got here June, so let's aim for 4 cards. If we get more, it's okay. Okay, we got 5. So we got the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Moon. We have the Fool. You've got some real solid major arcanas here. You've got Hermit, and you've got the Page of Pentacles. Let's get your oracle out as well, actually. Let love be your beacon. Let love be your beacon. I really do believe that in June, specifically, it's about the people that are around you and the people that want to help you. It's about allowing them to be there. You know, what's really interesting is you've got this sort of light up thing that this person's holding. Sorry, I'm not very descriptive with that, but it totally reminds me of the Hermit's lamp, right? Because the Hermit has a lamp, and in tarot that is the Hermit's lamp, the one in the corner right there. And I love that little piece because it just signifies here that you can find the light, and anything that you're confused on, eventually you will get to a place where you have so much more understanding and you find the light. Even with the moon as well, there's going to be light that radiates off the moon. Even if it's not the moon's light, there's always that light somewhere. And that light is helping for us to see clearly and to see better. And so I really feel like there's someone here that just really wants to help you. And the Five of Pentacles here shows that you may feel lonely at times. You may feel like you just don't, you know, there's something just feels a little bit like meh in June. But then there comes this light, and there comes someone who's trying to help you. Now this, for some of you who are completely alone, this can be your angels and your spirit guides telling you like, look, you can go, you can move forward, you got this, you know. So the moon here also shows the divine, right? Because the moon is about things that are also sometimes unseen. So the divine's protection. This is also about meditation. This is about looking after yourself. This is about a spiritual path. Many of you may choose to really follow that and go and get into that. And that can also make you feel much more less alone because you have yourself. So a lot of the work that you're doing within yourself here, you know, sure, you're very busy in May, but then things start to become a little bit more balanced in June. And then, you know how things are very busy one month or one day, and then the next day there's like nothing, and it's just like, huh? You know, it feels really weird. That's how it can feel for some of you, going from one month to the next. And so in June, you have more time for yourself. And I feel like that's where you're really starting to lean on the people that are there for you, that really do care for you. And you're using that light to really guide you. And the Page of Pentacles is super solid. Page of Pentacles is very, very important on just so many levels, because the Page of Pentacles here represents you really finding truth within yourself, happiness within yourself, comfort within yourself. And it's a real solid month, June, where you are focusing on yourself and your abilities and your spiritual path. I feel like a lot of you here, whether you are into meditation, whether you're into yoga or chakras, or you know, listening to talks on YouTube from gurus, whether you're into tarot, there's definitely some kind of divination element that's coming into this that I pick up on. Or affirmations, law of attraction, things like that. Okay, so that's what we have there. So the Hermit here can show that you may feel alone, right? Even with the Five of Pentacles. However, you're letting love be your beacon. Those that are around you, the love from within yourself is helping you to move forward. Now we go to July. We have the Empress. Empress is ruled by Venus, of course. So we have the Empress there. We have the Two of Swords. So, you know, what you feel here, you got the Empress, okay? The planet of love in July. So the work you're doing within yourself is helping. There's no doubt about that. There is progression. Okay, you got the Four of Wands. Wow. Speaking of the divine. You know that phrase, speaking of the devil? No. Now it's like speaking of the divine. Should make that into a t-shirt. Speaking of the divine. If you use that idea, quote me. Okay, so you got the High Priestess. Actually, no, really, speaking of the divine, you got the High Priestess with the Four of Wands. Look at that. You know, the High Priestess literally is the divine. You are going to be so much more closer to your divine self in July. And the Two of Swords does show here peace, okay? I know a lot of people think that this is indecisiveness, confusion. Two of Swords actually does represent peace in many ways, believe it or not, because it's sort of also blocking out all of the other energy. And the reason why it represents peace in this spread is because the other three cards are very, very harmonious. it's full of love, it's full of happiness. There can also be intimacy and passion with a romantic partner here in July. I see a lot of growth, I see a lot of happiness, I see a lot of fulfillment, you feeling really good within yourself and the path that you are going down. Also, the Four of Wands is about protection, happiness, fulfillment, joy, a lot of happiness really progressing for you. The High Priestess is such a strong energy, which is to do with, I mean, it's really about your spiritual path, but also accepting yourself. It's about your gut, acting upon your gut, and really using all of that light, all of that help, all of that positivity to fuel into something so much stronger. You've got the moon there in June, but then you've also got the moon here with these two stars in the illustration. Just goes to show that things are getting better month after month after month, and that you're going to be feeling so happy in July, so fulfilled in July, so progressive in July. And I think that is a really solid energy. Really solid. I mean, the Four of Wands, 1111, you might also be seeing a lot of repeating numbers, signs and synchronicities like you've never seen before. So that's what we see in July. But I see a lot of love, I see a lot of happiness. I see there can also be a reason to celebrate something here as well. And look at that. The oracle card for you is gratitude and appreciation. I think this really does go to show that there is a really solid energy, a really solid energy of gratitude and appreciation. You're feeling happy, feeling content, you've got the unicorn, you've got rainbows. It's just a real sense of happiness. And that's where I see, so 3 months from now, that's what you're going to be feeling. Obviously, this reading is for the next 3 months. I just realised that as well. I might have to mistitled my reading slightly by saying, oh, this is, I think, 3 months from now, but actually it should be the next 3 months. But yeah, anyways, so 3 months from now, technically you'll be feeling very happy, very content, very secure within yourself, much more fulfilled as well. And that is definitely something I pick up, especially with this star crystal. It just makes so much sense. We're seeing so many stars, we're seeing lots of moon references, and it just goes to show that there is this progression that is taking place. Now let's go to your charms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a crystal message for each of your months. So we start first with May, and we have trust. Okay, so trust that things are getting better, trust that you are on the right path, trust that you can make the correct decision for yourself, trust yourself. Okay, June, you've got here courage, right? And that's literally what you're doing. You're letting love be the beacon. You are taking care of yourself. You're putting yourself first. You are trying to find the light. You're trying to also be the source of light in so many ways, right? Through the confusion. And that courage is showing, because it'll be shown in July for sure. And then finally, July, wealth. There you go, see? Things are really coming together. This is when you'll feel really happy, very content, and not just wealthy in a money sense, but wealthy also in terms of your happiness, your peace, your prosperity. Empress is also known as sort of this energy of the harvest, right? And that's so rich and so beautiful. I'm not talking rich necessarily in terms of money, but rich in terms of happiness and success as well. And what you feel internally, emotionally as well. It's really wonderful. Okay, so let's go to charms and letters. I have this new little charm box which I haven't really started using yet, but it doesn't really fit much in there, so that's why it's still on hold. I'm still trying to figure out whether I should change up things or not. Okay, let's do that. Let's put these in here, right? And you've also got your crystal. So the letters can be initials. They can also spell out words for the next 3 months. H, Y, K, L, C, L, S, I, sit. We also have lick as well, as in L-I-C-K. The other one, so we have sit, lick, still, S-T-I-L-L. We also have hill as well. So yeah, there's a lot, you know, there's actually, interestingly, a lot of words here. Was there kill as well? You know, the context of that, I mean, I feel like that's more so as in you sort of like perhaps killing things from the past. Yeah, anyways, so that's what we have right there. We also have till as well, T-I-L-L. So yeah, that's pretty much what I am seeing right there. The traditional charms, should we do them? I should have just kind of done it month by month with them. So May, we have here a little asterisk. Again, a star. Look at that. The stars are really aligning here, okay, in your reading. We also have the blue here as well. This is the throat chakra energy. So, you know, take care of yourself. This is about willpower, knowing that you can make your own decisions. Okay, June. Wow, June, we've got here the tiger eye, right? So this shows here that you have a lot of strength and courage within yourself. You also have the little train as well. This train here shows that you're really getting to where you need to be going. You know, you're on the journey. That's what we see. Now let's go to July. So in July, you've got here a crown, okay, just like the Empress wears, right? And it says princess on it. But you know, whether you're male or female, just remember that you are really finding something really strong within yourself and you're feeling very, very happy. You also have life as a gift, so that goes with gratitude and appreciation, as we saw. You also have here the little arrow going through the love heart. So I did mention intimacy, chemistry with someone that you really, really adore and love is right there. Again, this can be a person that also comes through a little bit earlier as well. And then you've also got here a ring with a knot on it, so someone that you feel very, very connected to as well, and also feeling really committed and happy within yourself. So that is what we have, group number 1, for your next 3 months. And wow, right, wow. This is your reading. So if this resonates with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, click on that little bell notification as well next to the subscribe button, and definitely do take care. Do stay safe as well, and I hope to see you all very soon. Alright, so let's take away these charms, put them in there. Let's put this on the side. Let's take away these. And these. Da, 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 da. And let's take away these. Oh, charms. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I find it very therapeutic clearing things up. Maybe that's the Virgo in me. I don't know. It's really therapeutic. That's why I like doing it on camera. I know that it's not exactly the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but I really like it. I like seeing the setup, like the process of how someone's like setting things up and behind the scenes. I really love that. Even when I see music videos that I love, my next thought is I want to see the behind the scenes of how they set that up and how they made it, and I just love that. Does anyone else feel the same way? I really love it. I literally do that with films as well, is I love to see the behind the scenes of how they shoot the film and how they make it. I don't know why, I just love it so much. Anyways, that's just me. Well, there must be a reason, right, where they also show the behind the scenes and how things get made. Like there has to be a purpose to that too, and I just love it. Okay, so let's get this other deck here. All right. Okay, group number 2, your next 3 months, we are going to have a look and see what is coming, what is going on, and what is happening. This is going to be for May, June, and July of 2021. So, you have got here the Everyday Witch Tarot, which is what you have chosen. We also have this absolutely stunning crystal, which I'm just going to put right here. Or should we put it right there? And let's have a look. So we're going to start first of all with May. So let's begin. We're also going to get some oracle cards, charms, crystal messages, letters. We've got a lot to look forward to. So let's have a look. Lots of information I'm sure will come through. Start with May first. as in it's going to be the first month, not necessarily we're looking at May 1st as in the date May 1st, if that makes sense. Okay, so when we look at May, I'm going to aim for 4 cards. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but we'll have so much more information that also follows through with it. Got the 10 of Swords. So Page of Swords, 10 of Swords, quite air energy heavy right now. We've got Justice, there you go, more air energy. And we've got 2 cards there. We've got the Hermit with the 3 of Wands. Okay, so what I really see here in May is that some of you may have been through something really, really not so nice, and I'm seeing this happen like, you know, months back, not necessarily in, it's not necessarily something I see happening May, but there's some kind of big healing coming your way in May. There can also be certain contracts, certain court issues that maybe some of you are dealing with that can also be resolved in May as well. So again, these are things that you've been dealing with way, way, way before this particular month. These are things that have been happening, you know, months before. For example, for some of you, you may have had like a really traumatic experience or a breakup or something really difficult that you've had to deal with, perhaps even health-wise. And it seems to me like May is really where you start to find so much more inner peace. There's much more of a grounding energy. Things start to be a little bit more resolved in your heart and your mind, and you start to do a lot more things for yourself that perhaps you just weren't able to do before, or that you just didn't feel a lot of happiness to do, or you don't feel very content to do those particular things, if you know what I mean. So really, I feel here that there is just such a beautiful and such a strong and such a potent and powerful energy of feeling happy, feeling content, feeling confident, feeling fulfilled. And I think that that's really, really nice. I think that it just goes to show here that there is a very fulfilling, progressive, strong energy where justice here shows things being resolved. It shows here with the 10 of Swords, the most pain you have ever felt is not going to repeat again. You know, you felt that. It happened, but it's not going to happen again. So the 10 of Swords, once you get to that particular point, you don't feel more after that point, because then healing happens, and healing actually allows you, and healing's hard. I just want to say, you know, healing's not where things just become magically easy, but after that process comes a sense of feeling light and a sense of not feeling that pain as intensely. So the most pain you have felt, and that's, you know, that's that. It gets better from that point, as shown also with Justice as well. So you've got strong Libra, you've also got strong Virgo energy, which I think is really quite potent, very powerful. The Hermit here is about finding the light within yourself. The Hermit is also about spending time with yourself, taking care of yourself, and also a sense of peace, a real sense of peace, because something here gets resolved. Again, for many of you, this is healing, right? For many of you, this can be a specific area of your life that is finally sorted out, really sorted out. And the 3 of Wands here is like, wow, you know, that was worth it. The patience for that was totally, totally worth it. You know, and the 3 of Wands, like looking back and be like, yeah, I'm in a much, much more peaceful place now. I think that's really lovely. So that's what I'm seeing for May, all right? And I am also going to get an oracle card out as well. Potential gateway. See, there's a gateway. There's somewhere that you are being led through all of this, and you are finding that particular gateway in May, especially with that Page of Swords. It's that sense of adventure. It's that sense of, no, this can't be where I'm going to be forever. Like, there has to be something else. And so you're really finding yourself, and it is really proving to be quite a spectacular thing. Okay, so potential gateway here shows that there's still much more to come. There's still much more happiness, much more joy that's going to manifest. But there's something here closing up. There's a cycle that has to be closed up, that is closing up in order for you to get to this potential gateway, which you will in May. And that's what we're seeing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to June. As we go through the reading, after we finish June, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the charms, and we'll specify that for each of the months, and then we'll join all of the 3 months together. So I think that's really quite an exciting way of doing things, because actually the charms can pretty much reiterate what I've said. So we'll look at that afterwards. So let's go to June group number 2 and see what we have for you. Sorry if I'm shuffling off camera, it's just that I have to really stretch to shuffle on camera, which I don't mind, but sometimes I forget to like properly stretch. Got the Hierophant here in June. Got the Judgment card, got a lot of major arcanas. That's one thing that's really coming through. So I feel like these 3 months are pretty, well, major in the sense that there's some big shifts and changes that are happening. Okay, and then you've got here 8 of Cups with the 5 of Wands. And I'm just going to pull your Oracle card as well at the same time. Whoa! Gosh, like just knocked everything out. Okay, I'm going to take this top card because there's quite a few that came out with it. And this one here says, be spontaneous. That's really interesting. And I really feel that energy here because, you know, the Judgment card here is about having these sort of sometimes like views of like, I need my life to be like this, I want to do this, I should be here, I should be doing this, I should do that. No, maybe I shouldn't do this. Actually, you know what, if I want to be successful, I need to do this, 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 and this. And what this energy here is showing, especially with the Hierophant as well, you know, the Hierophant is about sort of rules and authority and putting things into place and making sure that everything is followed. And yes, does that give long-term security and stability? Yes. But does it also sometimes take away the joy? Also, yes, sometimes, you know, because the Hierophant energy is Taurus energy, and sometimes that Taurus energy can be stubborn, and that's just part of the energy and the nature of the sign. I'm not saying that it's a terrible thing, because, you know, it's a pretty stable sign in many ways. But the thing that I see there is that what June is going to teach you is that to be spontaneous there can be so many beautiful things that come your way. Because I see you as someone who, yes, can be spontaneous in certain ways, but I feel like you're the kind of person where sometimes you are spontaneous and then you regret your choices, or you're spontaneous and then you think to yourself, oh, I should have just done things how I knew I should have done things, you know. But I feel like June here is teaching you it's okay to be spontaneous, it's okay to do things for yourself that you perhaps maybe usually wouldn't do, because there can be some really beautiful luck that does come through. The 5 of Wands here shows you feeling conflicted, and also that being spontaneous can also get you out of certain conflicting thoughts and ideas and narratives of, like, you know, perhaps even people in your family telling you, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this in your life, you can't do this in your life, and that can really confuse you. But I think if you follow yourself, especially with the 8 of Cups, this is about retreating, taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, being spontaneous towards yourself and the things that you want to do, right? Just like this Judgment card, doing things that you want to do, that you know are best for you, you can find a lot more stability and a lot more happiness rather than getting confused on other people's opinions and thoughts. So I definitely feel like that's a really strong energy here, which is saying, you know, do you, be you. If you're confused, the best thing you can do in June is to follow your gut and your intuition, because sometimes it's okay when we ask other people for advice, but they can actually end up confusing us even more. So that's the 5 of Wands. So that's a really big piece of advice. I know that we didn't necessarily get anything like career-wise or love-wise in June, but I think that piece of advice is really going to carry you through the month, and it's going to give you some interesting things to learn. So that's all I have to say about June. I know that it was not necessarily the most specific thing, but I feel like we definitely got something there. There's a card that fell on the floor, so I will grab that in a minute once I shuffle these other ones out. Okay, so the sun also fell out, not out of the sky, but out of the deck. Okay, I love seeing the sun card. It's so beautiful, it's so radiant. Okay, let me just grab this one that fell on the floor, not off the floor. Okay, so this is the 10 of Wands. Yeah, some kind of burden, some kind of hurt is really, it's over. It really is. You know, if you're carrying guilt, or you're carrying especially from what I picked up in June, is that you may have certain things that you really want to do and certain expectations, like I need to be at this place in my life by this time, I need to be doing this by this, I need to be doing that like that. And that can really give you this sense of, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do these things, I don't know when to do these things, I don't know if I can do these things. that burden is truly ending because you're following your gut and your intuition. And that's what I see here. This particular thing with the Ten of Swords is different. These are expectations, and these are things that you think you need to be doing in a certain way. And that really does take a toll on you from what I can see here. So the Ten of Wands is finally just getting rid of all of these expectations, you know, and really not trying to get all of that advice from others where they confuse you instead. So that is you with the Ten of Wands being like, nope, done with this. Not going to carry the burden of things anymore. And July really allows you to feel much more free and much more uplifted, especially with the Sun card. You see this uplifting energy, happiness, joy, celebration, putting yourself first, concentrating on your personal growth. Now, one thing I also pick up as well is that there could be a potential pregnancy. Now, it could be in your family. I mean, if you're a female and you're trying, it could be you. But yeah, I do see that here. So it's just something to keep in mind. You know, I read, you know, whether you're male or female, that's how I read. So, you know, it could be a potential partner, etc. So just keep that in mind there. But you have got the Sun, which is just beautiful. It just shows so much happiness. Finally feeling free, feeling happy, feeling content, feeling fulfilled. You've also got the Two of Pentacles, which is also about you feeling so happy and so confident and feeling really, really balanced and feeling very fulfilled within your choices, your decisions, and just overall feeling very, very good. And you've got here the Hanged Man. See, a lot of peace, a lot of prosperity, and you know, this energy here is about you just kind of basically, you're hanging and you're feeling good. You're hanging in there. And the Hanged Man also is Neptune energy, right, which is about prosperity, it's about spirituality, it's about taking care of yourself, putting yourself first. There's a lot of really positive, like, yellow energy that's coming through here. Even in the Ten of Swords, you've got the Sun in the background, you've got the Hermit with the light source, which the Hermit is also very well known for in tarot, because I literally have the Hermit's lamp right there. We also have this beautiful light source with the Sun as well, and usually in the Hanged Man we also have a light source as well at the back of, like, behind the head of the Hanged Man. And so I think that what's really showing here is that you're finding the light, and the light is also finding you. Okay, so let's go with this last oracle card. Just like knocking, which is, you know, these cards are just like literally knocking away May. They're like, May, come on now. Okay, so let's take this top card here, which by the way says amplify your positive emotions. So the Sun's really helping with that, and the Sun is bringing so much more light and solar energy, happiness, joy, confidence. You can also meditate on your solar plexus chakra as well to really boost that kind of energy too. And also your crystal here is also yellow as well, and I think that that really goes to show that there's so much more happiness, peace, prosperity that is going to flow in your direction and basically come towards you, which I think is really beautiful in so many ways. And so that's what we have there. Now let's go to charms, letters, the whole thing. Okay, so let's go, I'll do the letters last. Actually, should we do the letters first? Okay, so those letters can be initials, they can be words that are spelt out for the next 3 months. So you may find, oh, I see Tao. You know, Tao was also to do with yin and yang, and it's also historically what is to do with the Sphinx as well. So harmony, peace, balance, yin and yang. So that's really interesting that we see Tao. You also have here Toad as well. That's, I think, really interesting. I'm just saying, you know, that's what I see here. You've got an M and an X. You've got here, so T-O-A-D, M-X, you've got another M here, you've got an S, you've got sad and bad, which is what I'm seeing as well, but I do see things getting better. You also see CBD. Trust me, I see CBD everywhere. It's like in so many products, right? Like beauty products, obviously, you know, I know the meaning of it, but also in like relieving muscles and tension. So basically, you know, what's really interesting here is that I definitely feel like a lot of tensions are going to be relieved throughout the course of these next 3 months. Things that have been unresolved are going to also be resolved, and that's something we really do see here. So it's really interesting that we see CBD. So yes, that's what we have there in terms of the letters. I'm sure there are other words that you can see here, so do let me know. Okay, so let's go with these crystal charms. May is inspire. Okay, so I very much so feel here that you're going to find inspiration in things within yourself things around you to feel better, to feel stronger, to grow more within the things that are also, you know, the potential gateway as well. It's really helping you. So the more you feel inspired, the more you are, I mean, you're going to find this inspiration, but you are also going to very much so be a part of that inspiration process within yourself as well. In June, we have joy, so things are getting better in June. And a lot of this joy comes from the fact that you're listening to yourself and not just always listening to others. I think it's good to go to other people for advice, don't get me wrong, but sometimes that advice can confuse you, and that's why I see here that you're finding joy within yourself. We also have for July, wisdom. Okay, so see, you're finally just finding a lot of happiness. You know that you have that wisdom within yourself to make choices. You are also, with the Hanged Man as well, finding that inner wisdom, taking care of yourself, and also amplifying those positive emotions as well. I really feel like there's a lot of self-confidence and self-esteem that seems to be rising, which is why things are getting much, much better as well. Okay, now we are going to go to the charms. So let's go with May. Bouquet of flowers. Okay, so you got the bouquet of flowers here. So see, this is like a sort of like an energy where things are getting better. You also got the H as well, which gets added in there. I don't know why, you know, what I'm seeing here. Like if you live in, I mean actually, that, you know, it's a pretty global, sorry, my stomach is also rumbling as well. It's a pretty global brand, to be honest, isn't it? HSBC. It's interesting, that's to do with banking. So that's to do with money as well, and finances and financial resources. I think it's really interesting that that is what I'm seeing here. But the other thing as well is, so yeah, it's definitely something to do with also perhaps balancing your finances or court cases, court issues, certain settlements and things like that that perhaps could be happening or getting resolved here. We have a bouquet of flowers, so this can also celebrate like you know, a sort of healing that happens in regards to certain things also in May, which we did talk about, or like a get well soon energy. Let's go with June. You've got here the charm with the hearts on it, which is all very yellow. You've also got the whale as well. So to me, what I really feel here is, again, you are following your own path, right? You're following yourself and the direction you're going in. You're going with the flow here, and you're also, you know, this is to do with the solar plexus chakra, which is to do with inner peace, personal power, self-confidence, self-worth, self-acceptance, self-esteem, trusting and accepting your gut feelings. And that's literally what you're doing, which we just spoke about. I knew that the charms were going to literally reiterate what we just saw, but there you go. And then for July, we have got here, we got the running shoe. So you're really on your way here, right? You're really on your way. And you've got here the asterisk. I can't ever say it, but you got the star. And this just goes to show that, again, the stars are aligning, you know, things are really coming together here. You see that there's a real sense of balance, but also the running shoe as well just goes to show that you have this happiness, and you are really going with it, and you're doing things, you know, you're going places. That's all I got to say. Whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically, you are going places. And I really feel like July gives you that really, really solid energy of feeling good within yourself as well. Alright, so that is your reading, group number 2. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items, which are on Etsy. Charms and letters are available on my Etsy store if anyone would like to purchase them as well. And if you have subscribed, please do click on the bell notification as well next to the subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Take care, stay safe, everyone. And I am going to do some clearing up because I find it very therapeutic, and I just love the process of seeing behind the scenes, even if it is something that I'm doing. I don't know why, I just really like it a lot. Okay, let's take these away and put these in here. Okay, alright, okay, alright, okay, alright, okay, alright. not shining too much in your eyes. There we go. So. All right, group number 3. Let's have a look and see your next 3 months. So we're going to look into May, June, and July 2021, see what's coming through. I'm going to do a spread for each of the months. We're going to look into an oracle card for each of the months, charms for each of the months, letters as well. We've got a lot of information to look through, so let's get started. So you have chosen this deck, which is Everyday Tarot, with this beautiful green pyramid crystal, and we are going to set that right here. And let's get started. So group 3, let's start with May and see what's coming through. I'm aiming for 4 cards. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but we've got lots of other info to follow as well. So May for group number 3, let's have a look and see. We have the World card with the Ace of Wands. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. We have... Ooh. Okay, so we've got 5 cards. That's okay, we'll take them all. So we've got here the 2 of Cups. We have here the 5 of Cups. I know that's not exactly, you know, what everyone wants to see, but you have also got the 5 of Wands. You know what's really interesting here is that I don't feel like this is an extremely negative reading. I actually feel very uplifted by this, and I think that also goes to show as well that some of you may have felt really sort of defeated in the past, and you may have just felt very overwhelmed and just very all over the place with certain things. Some of you may have been through some really, really difficult relationships or difficult situations with friendships and family members, and there seems to be a reconnection that I see here in May. But some of you may feel like, oh my gosh, you know, like what if this person does the same thing again? What if I can't trust this person? What if they're gonna take something away from me? So I feel you are protecting yourself with these 2 5s. That's your perspective, right? The 5 of Cups, that sort of sadness that they may have caused in the past, and you thinking, oh my god, I don't want to feel that again. 5 of Wands, the confusion that they may have caused, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to ever feel that again. And so the World card here shows that you're pretty happy in your own energy, you're feeling good in your own energy, you're feeling content, and then boom, comes this conversation, comes an interaction with the Ace of Wands. It seems to be like this spark of communication, and you're like, huh? And this person seems to want to reconnect with you. Now, like I mentioned, for some of you, this can be a romantic person. For some of you, this can be a friend. And for some of you, it's a family member who you have not spoken to for a very long time. I know you're probably thinking, Moonlight, this is so vague. The thing here is that everyone has a different situation in life, and this is a general reading, so do keep that in mind. But I do see this resonating with so many of you. And it's different, right? Because for some of you it could be a family member, and for some of you it could be a lover. I am leaning more towards the fact that for a lot of you this is going to be someone in regards to love, but I do feel like for some of you this can also be a friend or a family member, you know, someone that you have a lot of love towards, and it just confuses you, okay? And that's really the big takeaway from May, is that this is something that does tend to confuse you, because you tend to go like, oh my gosh, like, is this good? Is this not? Is this healthy? Is it helpful? Do I need this in my life right now? Could I do without it? There's that kind of vibe that is following through. So just something I'm saying, But let's have a look at this oracle card and see what's flowing through and what messages I can give to you in regards to that. I'm going to take the bottom one. Feel drawn to that one. Oh, okay, look at that. Acceptance of love. Sorry, I just like kind of, I mean, I went woo, like, or ooh. That was weird. I don't know why. I feel really uplifted by May for you. And it says here acceptance of love. So you may be confused, but I actually feel like this can be quite good for you. Now you have to make that decision for yourself. You know, I can't tell you what to do, but I do feel like it can be a good thing to connect, because this person can be much more mature, can be much more rooted within themselves, much more understanding of themselves. But this is someone that you have known and they come back around. So acceptance of love is definitely coming through there. So you may be feeling very confused, rightly so. I do feel like it could be good. So that's interesting. Let's go to June. What is June bringing group number 3? Page of Pentacles here with the Ace of Pentacles. I am an upright reader, thought I'd just mention that as well. Knight of Wands with the Seven of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got another 5 cards. The Page of Pentacles here shows an opportunity. The Ace of Pentacles here shows an offer. This can be to do with commitment. The Page of Pentacles is also to do with money as well. So it can be that someone here is offering you money, offering you resources, offering something towards stability, personal peace, and personal power. So that's interesting. By the way, you've also got a lot of green as well. You've got this really solid green oracle card, which is like very green, and then you also had, of course, your crystal, which is completely green as well. We'll talk about that in a bit because I feel like it means something. Don't worry, I won't forget talking about that. But also the Ace of Pentacles, you've got a lot of this greenery around it. You've got these flowers and leaves, and even with the Page of Pentacles as well. I definitely feel that there's an opportunity here that was just meant to come to you much sooner. But now's the time for it to happen. So this could be to do with career, this could be to do with a promotion, more money coming your way, or being so much more financially secure. So there seems to be a money boost in June, and something that you feel like finally, because I feel like a lot of you have deserved this from way before June, and it's like finally, more money, more security, more stability. Knight of Wands shows intimacy, chemistry, someone really coming to you with a lot of intimate energy. And that's coming through here. Now, this could be the same person that we saw in May, but like I mentioned, for some of you, this may be, a friend or a previous friend, should I say, a previous friend or a family member. But definitely, even if there is a family member or friend that comes through for you in May, there's someone romantically here that I see regardless, for pretty much all of you, that I see here in June. So something to keep in mind here is that if someone romantically doesn't show up in May, they show up in June. Whereas for some of you, this romantic person shows up in May and then follows through in June as well. But there's definitely someone here that has a lot of eager energy towards you. Also, the Knight of Wands is about getting things done. I mean, you just feel like, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I feel like getting this done. You have a lot of energy in June, a lot of energy to get things done, to progress towards things, to make things happen. Seven of Wands, getting through any obstacles, challenges that come your way. You're just like, yep, I got this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you're really on it. Six of Pentacles is about balance financially as well. So you have a lot of financial balance in June, and you're feeling pretty good mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, romantically. You're feeling pretty good, I would say, in June. And you're feeling very happy as well, and very content and very at peace. June is a really nice month. Opportunities galore, but also a lot of peace. Also got vulnerability here as well. Yeah, so you're not shying away from yourself. You're actually really just being yourself. You're letting things be. You're letting things naturally progress and naturally happen. And you're just, you're there for you, but also you're at peace with yourself. You don't need to be anyone else but yourself. That's also a big message here as well, because what's meant for you is not going to pass you by. You don't need to pretend to be someone just to get something in life. I really don't see that here. So you can be yourself, and actually that's bringing you a lot of beautiful gifts here as well. Let's go to July, group number 3. And as time goes by, of course, I am going to be doing the monthly readings on my channel for each of the months. So you can also, follow those as well if you wanted to. I just thought we'd do something a little bit more in advance because, one of the questions that I get in a lot of the private readings is, what are the next few months bringing me? And I thought, you know what? Since a lot of people want to know that as well, let's do, I'll pick a card on that. Okay, so we do have that card right there. Okay, wow, that came out fast. So we have here for July, we got the Devil. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Four of Swords and the Magician. We're pretty dominant with earth and air energy, because the Magician is also earth and air energy, because the Magician actually is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury, the two signs that are really associated very heavily with Mercury are Gemini and Virgo. So then you've got, so that Virgo energy with the earth, and the Devil is ruled by Capricorn, so you've got earth, And then you've also got like this very strong mix of air energy with the Queen of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Gemini energy that comes through from the Magician. So I think it's really interesting. A lot of earth and air. Let's take this bottom card, and it says make a decision. Okay, so here's what you have to do in July. You've got to make a decision. No wonder. The earth and air energy is really about I mean, it's about thinking through things and trying to get to a conclusion, because, you know, the Virgo energy is really about thinking, sometimes overthinking, resting and trying to come to a conclusion, trying to do something for yourself. And that Gemini energy can also be, so again, that Mercury energy where you're thinking both sides, pros, cons, like what's best for me, what isn't. So there's a big decision that you have to make in July, and it's saying here, make a decision. Even the Devil here kind of shows as well that you have to make a decision between two things. Could be even two people as well, but the Queen of Swords here shows that decision-making skill, right? Because the Queen of Swords has got her sword, she's got to make a decision, she's got to be, you know, really on it, and that's what I see here. So there's a big decision that you have to make in July, and the Four of Swords here shows the best way to make this decision is to take some time, to have some peace within yourself, to look after yourself, put yourself first. That is how you're going to make the best decision. If you are just worrying, you may make not the best decision, because sometimes we can make a decision in a haste, we might make decision in anger, and we may regret it later. So the best thing you can do is rest, retreat, meditate, and then make your decision when you are in a state of calm, in a state of peace. That's when you'll make the best decision for yourself. And the Magician here is definitely this really strong energy of essentially communicating that across, but it's also that Mercury energy of making things happen. And the Devil here definitely does show as well that there's a decision that needs to be made. You know, the Devil I don't necessarily see as like this toxic energy, I just see it as a decision between two things, and that will bring you more stability, again with that sort of Capricorn energy. But the Devil here shows you, basically you'll be trying to make a decision between something that's good for you and something that is sort of less good for you. So you're trying to basically make the best decision, right? So that's what I see here, is that I see you going back and forth in your mind quite a lot in regards to this. Okay, so there we have that. So let's go now to charms, letters. Let's do the letters first. Okay, so this can be initials, this can be words that you associate for the next 3 months. We have E, X, so X. Okay, now this could be an ex-friend, like I mentioned. This could be an ex-partner. This could be, you know, an ex-family member. I mean, you know, can there really be ex-family members? I guess they can, right? Because you can cut people off in many different forms. So you got an E, X. You got a D, B, M-A-N, and an E as well. Now you have got man, which I think is really interesting. I mean, it could be a man that comes towards you specifically, but it could also be very much so related to sort of like that masculine energy as well. Okay, so that's what we have there. I'm sure that many of you will see other words as well. Like I can see mane, I can see Dane, you know, Dane is in like the dog. I think that's what it is. Anyways, so that's what I'm seeing there, but I'm sure you'll see other words that may make sense to your situation. So let's go to May and have a look, see what we have there. So May, you've got love. Okay, so it's really obvious that that's what's happening. I mean, we did mention it as well, right? So that's what we have there. June, we have here focus, and then July, we have believe. Okay, so those are your main crystal messages as well. Now let's do the charms for each of the next 3 months. So it's really obvious here that, you know, May, there is something in regards to love that can come through. Focus here shows that you're really trying to do things for yourself, and also money tends to be quite a big focus, a big area of your life. And then believe in regards to July is about things sort of coming together and believing in the decision that you will make. And let's go to the charms. So we go with May. So in May, you've got here a sister is someone to dream, cry, sing, laugh with. So again, it could be a family member that comes through, could be someone that feels like a sister or like a friend. So keep that in mind. You know, it can really vary for many of you, but that is something we see. And I did mention family as well in that particular aspect of someone wanting to reconnect with you. You have also an A here, and you also have a Z as well. So when I see A and Z, I think of like A to Z or A to Z, which I think is really, really interesting that that's come through here. So again, it could be someone that you are connected with in that way. And you also have this purple. Now, purple is a very dominant color in this reading because of the cards, but it's also very dominant because it represents the crown chakra. Now, the crown chakra is to do with grace and beauty, serenity. It's to do with divinity, selfless realization, understanding, and enlightenment. So I feel like that's something you're going to be focusing quite a bit on as well in May. Let's go to June. Okay, so June, we didn't get so many, but we got a D, which we can add. We've also got dad as well, which I think is really interesting. We've also got dead as well, which I think is interesting. Not all of the words will resonate, I just want to mention that, but we have got here also the root chakra crystal. So the root chakra is really to do with physical stability, security, self-sufficiency, and responsibility for the self. So that's what we have there. And, you know, again, a lot is rooted in July. Like a lot is coming together for you. A lot is progressing. And then in June, a lot is, you know, progressing for you. And then for July, we have got here the car with the pine cone. So this goes to show here that you are really becoming, you know, a stronger version of yourself, and that there is, you know, a change here in terms of seasons, and a lot of progression as well is taking place. And of course, this little car also represents that you are really on your journey, and that you're still making decisions for yourself, you're still growing, you're still evolving, and that's what July shows. But there's a lot of rooted stability in June, which we see. So that is your reading, group number 3. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on the little bell next to the subscribe button if you haven't already, and do check out the description box below for information on private paid readings, free reading giveaway, and of course intention items which are on Etsy. And do take care everyone. Bye!